So Sean Strickland just created an absolute war on social media. Of course, if there's anything going on, any type of drama going on with UFC fighters or an MMA fighter, Sean Strickland is in the very center of it. So if you haven't seen what has been going on lately, Ian Gary, well, I'll say more so Ian Gary's wife or fiance, whoever she is, she has been under a lot of heat, a lot of drama lately because of a video Sean Strickland put out that I'm about to show to you guys. So check this out.
You guys, I never talk about anybody's spouses, but this shit ain't right. It ain't fucking right. I gotta talk about it. Ian Gary, I remember when I met you, dude. It was in New York. You were this fine-ass girl. She had the little nipple coverings. We all fucking seen it, right? Everybody fucking seen it. But I remember thinking to myself, there ain't something right about that girl. There's something about that woman that ain't fucking right. The way she walked, the way she looked, the way she talked, I knew it. Now I'm finding out you're 26, she's fucking 40, the ex-fucking husband lives with you, you took the last name, motherfucker, she wrote a book on how to be a wag. I didn't know what a wag was until now, dude. This shit ain't right, dude. She's a succubus. You gotta run away, bro. Hot girls are a dime a dozen. We'll get you one, we'll get you ring girls, we'll get you two at the same time, bro. You gotta pull the ripcord, man. It ain't fucking right, my friend. You gotta pull that fucking ripcord. I'm here for you, the Making News here for you. Do the right things, Ian Gary. Fucking pull that fucking ripcord.
Sean Strickland is probably one of the most unique, most amazing, mind-blowing characters we have ever seen in combat sports history. This guy is an absolute legend. So I'm sorry. First things first, I have no idea what a wag even is. I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that term before. So let's see. Let's do a little Google search. All right, so WAGs is an acronym used to refer to wives and girlfriends of high-profile sportsmen and women. Okay, so basically, to put in layman's terms or real people talk, she dates athletes. All right, she only dates, well, high-profile athletes. So you can't just be an athlete. My brother, you got to be a high-profile athlete. You got to be the top of the top, the peak, the best. You got to be one of them. You can't be a regular athlete. You can't be fucking, third string quarterback on the worst team in the NFL. Nah, you got to be the starter, my boy. You got to be catching playing time. Just don't lose too much, my man, because who knows? Shorty might be gone out the door. But all right, all seriousness, I've never even heard of this term before, and she called herself a wag. So let me see. So she wrote a book titled How to Be a Wag. So it from the outside looking in, it could look bad, right? It looks bad, all right? It seems like she's taking pride in the fact that she dates these high-profile athletes, and it's a little bit weird. But what makes things even weirder that I didn't know about is that apparently, from what Sean Strickland said and through some other resources, I don't know if this is true or not. I just heard other people saying it. So, take this with a grain of salt. But apparently, they still live with his wife's ex-husband. They still live together. Like, the ex-husband lives with them, and he is apparently Ian Gary's nutritionist. What? And then apparently it's a big deal that he encouraged Ian Gary to go vegan, even though he himself is not vegan. So apparently that's a big deal too. I mean, I don't really care. But the weird thing is number one, why are you so friendly with the ex-husband? That is mad weird to me. Number two, why is he living with y'all? And three, why is he your nutritionist, bro? I'm sure you got plenty of money now. You can afford a really, really good nutritionist in somewhere around you, somewhere in your area. Why do you gotta go with that one guy? I get it. You probably, if it's someone that's gonna be around your family a lot, you want it to be someone that's close with your family. But that guy might be a little bit too close. You know what I'm saying? And what's up with the last name thing he was talking about? Did Ian Gary? I don't know. I'm so confused. Did Ian Gary take his wife's last name or something? I don't know. I'm really confused. I don't really know what's going on. Y'all let me know in the comments. Please, let me know in the comments any information you got on this, because I am just completely lost and I don't understand what is going on with this whole situation. It's mind-blowing. And I didn't even know that Shorty was 40 years old. I didn't know that. I mean, I ain't, what I'm saying? I'm not pocket watching. I'm not watching someone else's wife. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, I didn't know she was 40 years old and he's only 26. That is a little wild to me. But of course, she had to come out and defend herself because she has been getting absolutely brutalized on social media, to the point where I think I saw Ian Gary has even turned his comments off on his IG page. So she says, I wrote a book called How to Be a Wag. Now that statement itself is a little bit of a stretch. I can hardly call myself an author of an 11-page Audible-only satire story that was written in 2010. The satirical book, if you listen to it, is really silly, and anybody who takes it as fact has completely missed the mark. So that is her response to everything that has been going on. But I don't know. I find it very, very weird that people are this invested in their relationship in general. But still, you know, at some point, if you're a woman and you kind of take pride in being a wag so much to the point where you write a book on it or something, regardless of how old it is or how long ago it is, you take that much pride in it, and apparently you're that much of an expert on it that you were willing to write a book about it. So I don't know. I just find it a little bit weird. Personally, myself, would I ever date a girl who, especially being an athlete, would I ever date a girl or even take a girl seriously that, you know, claims to be a wag or has claimed to be a wag in the past? Absolutely not. Because, you know, athletes, we're more than just what we do on the field or on the court or whatever you might do in the cage, in the ring, whatever. We're more than just that, you know what I mean? We're actual people. We're actually human beings with feelings. I get it. You know, you see us out in the world and you think that we're just these robots and, you know, we're these perfect human beings or supposed to be these perfect human beings. But I'm sorry. Well, we're also human. And yeah, just me personally, I want to feel cool with being with a girl that says, oh, I only date high profile athletes, because what that tells me is, should I fall off? Because, you know, the fight game is very cruel and it's very tough. And, you know, one fight can completely change your whole career. You can get destroyed in one fight and never look the same ever again. So my question would be is, if Ian Gary, he has a big fight coming up, the biggest fight of his career thus far, taking on Vicente Luque, very, very tough opponent, very tough matchup against a very tough guy who can really, really alter, you know, Ian Gary's career and put a beating on him if he's not careful. So, you know, should he lose this fight and then go on a big downslope, are you still going to be with him? Because you claim to be a wag, and, you know, from the definition, it says you're only with high profile athletes. So you're probably not going to date some guy fighting on the local scene or fighting on, you know, some smaller company. You know, you want to fight the guy fighting in the UFC, trying to be the UFC champion, because those are the guys you say you date. I understand, you know, your story was written back in 2010, but it's the fact that not only did you write this story in 2010, but you're kind of living that life. You know what I mean? You're not dating fucking, I don't know, some guy no one has ever heard of. You're dating a big time, up and coming UFC superstar. So I'm sorry, but your actions speak louder than words. And if you were dating, you know, some regular average fighter, maybe some guy in Bellator, some guy, well, now in the PFL or something like that, then, you know, your words would have some merit. But the fact that you're dating a huge UFC up-and-comer, I mean, I don't know how long y'all have been together, but it speaks volumes, because it shows that, all right, you said this, and now your actions kind of reflect what you were saying. So I could see where all the criticism is coming from, but at the same time, I just don't understand why people are so invested in their relationship. All right, I get it. It's a little bit weird, a lot of bit weird. You know, you got the ex-husband going around. You got, you know, he's cooking the new husband meals, you know, whatever it may be. Ian's taking the girl's last name. I don't know. I mean, it's an unorthodox marriage. It is what it is. It's Ian Gary's life. So let him live it. You know what I mean? Who am I to judge? Like I said, would I personally do it myself? No. But at the end of the day, he's not me. I'm not him. He's his own person. He's a grown-ass man. He can make his own decisions. So it's on him. It's his life. If he ends up learning the hard way, then it is what it is. You learned your lesson the hard way. Move on to the next one. I just don't really understand why people are so invested in a relationship. But I don't know. I just find this whole thing with Sean Strickland being involved is absolutely hilarious. And I just love how Sean is like, come on, man, we can get you like 2 girls. Oh, man, it's funny. But of course, I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Let me know also any information that I may have missed or not know about, if there's anything else going on. As always, thank you all so much for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.